What's our plan? Which trees are we doing today? Which trees do we need to measure?
Pine and plumeria.
And plumeria. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
It's really exciting to see kids come in and learn skills like collaborating.
Okay, I'm gonna help you, Kayla.
Things like wondering and questioning.
Do trees have feelings? Yes.
Things like taking action.
There? There. Perfect.
Caring about the world and doing something about the problems that you see.
Be kind to others in your life and say no to bullying.
Ideas that cannot necessarily be taught through books, cannot necessarily be taught by a teacher standing at the front of the room. It's important that they take those skills with them as they set out.
Thank you for joining us on our new journey.
At the beginning of the year, we started off with the children just really brainstorming anything centered around change. They went about thinking about how they might change this school year and came up with just a really wide variety of ideas. A lot of teeth changing, a lot of height changes. And so we had a dentist come in and he talked to them all about how teeth change. And then we had an orthopedic surgeon come in. And one of the big things that the children just really latched onto was this quote that he mentioned about how bones actually grow like trees. That was something that the children just gravitated towards. They just were really into how that could happen. And so our study took like a complete curve and went from their own physical and emotional changes within themselves to how trees change. They came up with really, really amazing questions like, oh, why do leaves change? To really deep questions like, can trees heal? And do trees have feelings?
Yeah, trees have feelings because about last year we did an experiment. So it took like a month.
We basically had 2 trees and they were the same.
And we gave it the same amount of water.
So one, we said good words to it, and another tree, we would treat it bad and not pay a lot of attention on it. We noticed that about after a month, one tree was like drooping, and that was the tree we weren't really paying attention to. The other one that we were complimenting, it looked even better.
Same thing with humans. If people say good things to you, you're happy. If people say bad things to you, you're sad.
The children were able to see that, wow, my choices and the way I treat all living things can have an impact. They're having this connection to it. It's not just, oh, yep, learned these words today. They have feelings about the learning in a really deep, personal way. If you have that, they'll soak up anything. You know, you can teach them anything and they want to learn it all.
If the tree takes carbon dioxide, it'll give you back oxygen. So it's like a deal.
If you cut off the branch, then it starts coating.
Compartmentalization of decay in trees.
If there's an infection in the tree, then a wall would form to protect the nutrients in the tree.
They don't really heal, but they seal. It's like this donut shape, and it's kind of like a human scab.
The rest of the tree doesn't get infected. We learned about that.
In the 1970s, the Hawaii legislature came up with a law, the Exceptional Tree Law, that would designate certain trees as ones that are protected. And so we set out on all these research trips and got to see these actual exceptional trees. One student, when we came back to class, I think the next day, she said, why can't we choose our own exceptional trees? So I said, we can, exactly, let's do it. And we created a website. The children created all the content for the website. They studied the specific type of tree and took notes, including some of the measurements. It brought in the math in such a real way. We often went out and would do photo shoots and then wrote their research in kind of a poetic personification. The art teacher as well worked with them on creating these beautiful paintings of their trees and printed QR codes that could be placed permanently or semi-permanently at the sites of these trees.
What we hope you take away from today is that inquiry is truly led and shaped by the children.
We just had our inquiry exhibition and the children got to see their idea just brought to life.
So you go like this, and then you just press this, that. And then this is our website. It'll pop up right now.
The children love these trees and they wanted others to feel the same way about them.
Taylor talks about what she's learning in school, and when we're driving, she's pointed out a lot of the trees.
I was brought to Hawaii by Captain Cook long ago. I am a Norfolk pine tree.
My leaves can be used to make medicine. I grow best in warm areas. What am I? An Indian banyan.
I am native to Central and South America. What am I?
Monkeypox. I was really impressed with just the way that they developed these learning models. It's pretty similar to the way that we learn in medical school. You identify these problems and you identify ways to learn about them. And then you kind of share that with the group. So I was really impressed with what these first and second graders are able to do.
The attitude towards learning and the excitement about finding out something new, or that wonderment and awe about the world around us. I think it's important for teachers to model, but it's also just a great way to live life and to be part of this world.
We're just so happy and pleased with the development that Shane's had. It's so fun to kind of see him develop, every year and every semester, really. Not just academically, but I think, all around as a person.
The hope of any educator is that they take what they've learned and they see it as part of a bigger picture. It doesn't just have to stay in the world of academics. If you learn this, you'll do well academically. It's, if you learn this, you will be successful in life, whatever that looks like for you.
Trees, be yourself. The tree is so beautiful, you can be yourself like a tree.
A tree is strong. It has wires around it. The branches guard the tree.
Sunlight through the tree, it doesn't matter, small or big, you still see the bloom of sunlight.
This tree is as bright as the sun. The rain falls, the sun shines. I love this tree of mine.